Why did you order a Carhartt burger?
Well, a year ago, I had a vision, if you will, that Starbucks had burgers. Actually, I just found myself ordering the Impossible Breakfast Sandwich occasionally, and then I would eat it and be like, what different is this? How different is this than a burger? This is not much different than a burger. So then I like piggybacked on that, and I'm like, I wanted to convince my followers that you could go to Starbucks and order a burger. And I'm still not sure if I was able to convince anyone. We might never know. But I started to make merchandise and stuff that said, I ordered the Starbucks burger. I made bumper stickers that said, I ordered the Starbucks burger. But then it just kind of fizzled out. So now I order Carhartt burgers and other types of burgers. This is sort of how I view the world, though. It's an infinite canvas, you know?
Sure.
You could have anything Tim Kaelin houseplants.
That's very true.
Tim Kaelin, furniture.
Although you don't have Starbucks, right? You don't own Starbucks.
I don't own Starbucks.
So
no. Shout out to Robin Hood. I might own a share.
That's fair. I guess yeah. Get Robin Hood. Yeah. So okay, I like it. That's cool. That that's more of an explanation than I thought I was gonna get. But I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was just gonna be like, yeah, Ben thought of the day.
Yeah, I'm used to having to explain myself, so I try to make things airtight.
No, man, you don't have. That's the thing. You do not have to make it airtight.
I'm just saying, I'm ready. I've had people question my choices, and now I'm ready to back them up.
No, man. Here's a beautiful thing. When I first met you, I probably would have tried to get you to explain your pants. I don't do that anymore. I don't need an explanation for your pants. Your pants are your pants. They're chill, man. You got an alien, like a track shoe.
I got an alien. Yep, Nike shoe, flowers.
It makes
the Nike logo, but like.
Yeah.
Get this. These actually, somewhere on them, they say focus group.
Oh, cool.
One would think that I made them, right? This is a focus group.
Right.
I didn't actually make these. Everybody thinks I made these.
You wear a lot of stuff that other people make, don't you?
Now I do. Yeah. When I was up and coming, I would rep myself more than anything. I was kind of like that rapper selling his CDs type shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not that I like hate myself or whatever, but like that was sort of what got me there, is to be like the guy wearing the shirt and be like, you want one? Well, I make them actually. So in the past, I wore a lot of my shit, but now I wear a lot of other people's stuff because other people kill it, and sometimes it can be acquired through trades as well, which is a nice way to switch things up. Trade for art and stuff. So I like to do that. I actually bought these though. But long story short, I met a second Ben Focus. So I was in this store.
Wait a second.
Yeah, dude, in Portland.
His name was Ben Focus.
No, hold on. So I'm like,
I'll let you.
I'm with the lady. We're walking on Hawthorne, little shops and stuff like that. We'll go in new shops just to see what's up. We like clothing. So this one had a bunch of cool clothing. And the dude there was really cool. And we just chatted with him about his selection. And he described it as if he could go into Bill Murray's closet. That was what he sold, which is pretty interesting. But then he's like, oh yeah, my name's Ben. And I'm like, oh, my name's Ben. And then he's like, yeah, we named this the Focus Group Shop. And that's like, his shop is Focus Group Shop. And his name's Ben. And he's on Hawthorne. And I'm like, dude, what? It was wild. But
do you think it's one of those alternative reality, like alternative universe things?
That's one of those things, like you want to think you're in control, and then you get served something like that. And you're like, I don't know what life is, dude. I don't know. I didn't do this.
I'm questioning everything.
Yeah. Like, what is this?
That's wild.
Yeah.
So you got those pants from him?
Yeah. I have. Wow. Yeah. I'll wear my Jeremy Scott shoes next time. Those are my teddy bear shoes that have the big like plush teddy bears attached to them. Mm-hmm. They're like flower multicolor. Those would be good.
And that's the thing. I don't need an explanation for that.
Right?
Like it doesn't I don't need to have but I love it. I love that you have it, like you said, an airtight explanation.
Yeah, I'm ready. And when people come at me, that's the thing. That's how I was like raised. People coming at me about my choices.
Right. Your mom and dad are like,
yeah,
what's going on, man?
Dude, I had to explain everything for real. So now it's a little bit less stressful because I know in the back of my head, like, you don't need an explanation, but you still kind of do. So
sure.
I'm down to find that balance.
I like that. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Well, Time to do the intro. We've been rolling. Please tell me. Okay. What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tim Talks, the real estate show where we talk about real estate, life, and a little bit of everything else. Ethan, roll the intro music. We are back. The week is April something. We are one day.
420, right?
Well, I was just about to say we are one day. This has got to be a huge day for you. This is like a holiday for your business.
It is nothing less than a holiday. Yes.
Okay. So we've got Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, Halloween. Where does above Christmas but below Thanksgiving, where does 420 rank for the glass industry and
the glass industry? It would be higher than Christmas, Thanksgiving. All those. Yeah, definitely. In conjunction with that, 710. So the number 710, if you look at that and then you turn it upside down, it reads oil. Can you picture that?
Yeah.
So 710 is actually, in my opinion, a bigger holiday than 420. Because 710 corresponds to dabbable oil extract, dabbing, which is way more popular in the past decade than flower consumption. Like people like me and other people who enjoy glass and hash and weed, that's the main form of consuming for many, many people in our industry.
Wow, I've never heard anyone say 710.
Yeah, so at
7-Eleven because of these Slurpees.
You know what 712 is? My birthday.
Oh, that's a huge 3 days in a row.
Oh, yeah.
That's so
Slurpee.
Yeah,
Dab,
it's so funny. It's so funny to see the contrast, right? So your 3 days are weed, Slurpee, birthday.
Yeah.
My 3 days are birthday, Christmas Eve, Christmas.
Yeah. Birthday is 23rd?
23rd.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've never met anyone else who had a 3-day lineup quite like that.
Let's go.
That's a 3-day lineup. You've got a 3-day lineup right there.
My homie's got the day before New Year's. So he probably rocks New Year's Eve, birthday, New Year's Eve, New Year's.
That's huge.
That's a 3-day lineup. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. No, 710 is the big holiday now. I don't know. It shifts. If you ask the whole population of the U.S., they would probably suggest that 420 is bigger. So, but you did say my industry, and the industry of glass in particular is way more dab oriented.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The people who buy the glass are way more likely to dab than to smoke flower.
Do you sell more around these holidays?
Dude, the market is turned upside down right now.
Really?
For the glass, yeah.
In a good way?
No, it's bear market. But it's been bear market for almost 4 years now. It's
all right.
It's cyclical like anything. It saw a big boom in 2014 to 16, maybe 2012 to 16. So it has sort of long cycle stuff, but it has some, in my opinion, we're at the rock bottom kind of the bear market in terms of pricing, availability of dankness. Some of the stuff that's out there available, remove me from the picture. Let's talk about other artists. Some stuff that these cats got available right now, it's shit's nice. It's cheap. It's
interesting.
Yeah.
So you could cop some pretty amazing pieces. It's like buying real estate when the market crashes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably different in the sense that some of these artists operate pretty much entirely outside the limitations of the market. So there's some artists that right now, probably yesterday, sold a piece for $30K, and probably tomorrow they got one lined up. There's some artists that are like that, but it's an anomaly for the most part. Like I consider myself a more classic part of the market, probably because I'm just a more average, a little bit newer to it.
Average.
But some of the really seasoned people, dude, they're fuck a bear market. It's not the same for them. They're just they're so well established.
Sure.
But even then, some people I know who I won't name in particular, have felt the brunt of the market downturn.
Sure.
A little bit. That's where we're at.
Yeah. An interesting thought on that. It's probably incredibly different because we're in two different industries, but, the they're not that different if you think about it in terms of what you have to do.
I'm all about similarities and using the similarities to understand life in general, man. So there's powerful similarities that you'd be tripping not to take into consideration.
Yeah. And somebody said that it's really hard right now because we're in a bear market for real estate as well. I mean, we really are. Most of the economy is, if we're, just going to look across pretty much everything right now.
Yeah.
So somebody was saying that for somebody who's in this kind of industry working, whether like, let's say you're a realtor or a lender, if you focus on the fact that we're in a bear market, you're going to sell, you're going to profit like you're in a bear market. But if you just put your head down and refuse, right, you have to look at the market, you have to follow it. But if you decide not to let the market dictate the results that your business has, I think that's huge. And I've, to a certain extent, I've done that right now. There's a lot of agents are struggling right now. We're dropping realtors and we're dropping lenders like flies because there's just not as much business out there. And everybody who got into it the last 2 years, when you basically walked out your front door and ran into somebody wanting to buy or sell a home, it doesn't exist anymore. So if you are going to, if you're going to do well right now, like you kind of said, like, fuck a bear market. That's what it's like. You just have to kind of put your head down.
Get your North Face because winter's coming.
Hey, man.
Hey,
I like that. But put that on a shirt.
Yeah, okay.
Get your North Face because winter is coming. Dude, that would sell.
See, I would try to like turn them in a different direction though. See, like NBA young boy pregnancy test. You want to keep them on their toes. That's kind of my like thing. I don't want to wake up.
For those listening, this is a previous conversation.
That's what I was thinking about on the elliptical machine kind of thing. It's not an elliptical, it's some sort of other exercise machine, but I was on there today and I couldn't get it out of my head. Sometimes it's like,
it's an intrusive
swamp
thought.
salsa or whatever, it is, but I like know sort of the boundaries of intrusive thoughts, and I found a safe avenue for them, and it's like writing them on stuff. That's cool. It's kind of like putting the firework in a bucket of water.
I like that. that.
It's found its home.
No, I like that a lot. I also have a lot of intrusive thoughts, but more so they're like intrusive thoughts in terms of action. So yours are a little bit more like you just can't stop thinking of like a specific phrase or like some like specific thought is popped into your head, right?
I think I like have with work been able to channel the intrusive thoughts away from like puppeteering me as much.
Sure.
I'm not perfect. Like my thoughts control me at times, but like I've taken some of that like feeling from life of like life feeding you weird feedback, and I've tried to like let it do that and kind of found ways to let it do that. So it's writing like semi-wholesome things on note cards, and sending them to my followers. Or
I like that.
Putting them on t-shirts.
Semi-wholesome.
It's wholesome enough that you can't. You can't really argue.
No.
Like,
I would highly agree with you. If you do not follow, it's Ben_Focus.
_Ben Focus _
Ben Focus _ If you do not follow him on Instagram, you're missing out. I don't care if you do not care about glass. I don't care if you might have zero interest in that whatsoever. I would still encourage a follow because the content is great, and you get to see some of the intrusive thoughts. I love the intrusive thoughts that I've seen. I don't know, you wouldn't really call them intrusive thoughts.
No, it's just expression. That's what I would call it amongst friends, like right now. But it's like, I don't know, what could I call it? It's just sort of like words to live by.
Sure.
Like to know that like this exists, but also like not take stuff so seriously. I'm not writing on a note card like housing market going down. Chances are like the people who
I am.
I know. Well, go ahead. NBA young boy housing market update. It's not like I'm kind of trying to distract people from like that type of thing. Cause like pretty much everybody's got their own version of the housing market going down, whether they're, someone's getting old in their family or their car breaks down or both or something, bad happens. Everybody's got their thing that they'd rather kind of not think about.
Sure.
So what distracts you from that? Like NBA young boy pregnancy test. Yeah.
That's
only one of them.
Clarify. NBA young boy has not had any positive pregnancy tests that we know of.
Do you know how many children NBA Youngboy has?
Well, I was saying because it's a male, so.
Yeah. Well, but it's a male, but it's actually pretty relevant. Do you ballpark?
Doesn't he have like, I don't know how many the number is, but I've heard it's like on just absolutely insane number.
He's got like 11 kids.
I thought it was, I thought it was more like 100 or something.
I mean, what's the difference, dude? At that point,
That is true.
you're not taking care of 11 kids. He's getting literally in his life, like
11 males will have
realistically, like some nice female probably comes to his crib every once in a while and is like, "Here's Devontae. This is your 3-year-old son. You have it like." And he's gonna be like, "What's up, dude? You're my son." Like, there's no way you can actually take care of 11 kids like that. I think. I mean, maybe he's a legendary papa. NBA Youngboy, if you want to come on Tim Talks, maybe Tim will let you on.
That would be so sick. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
But no, he has hella kids, so that's why it came into my mind. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, that's crazy.
I just thought that it was just like NBA Youngboy having a pregnancy test for himself.
Well, and that's where I leave it open ended. You know, like
that's true.
Kevin Gates brisket. That's what I'm gonna put on a hoodie.
Interesting.
It just sort of, it paints a picture.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it transports me to like Kansas City when I'm like listening to rap music, tasting some weird barbecue sauce. Dude, so one of my followers sent me, he like bought a couple things and was really gung ho about it. It was like, yeah, this is so cool. He's like, send me your address. I'm going to send you a care package. And like, I had no idea what he was going to send, but then he was going to send like barbecue sauce. And then he like sent barbecue sauce, but it wasn't like homemade, or it wasn't like, it was just like barbecue sauce. It was like Kansas City barbecue sauce.
But like Famous Dave's barbecue
sauce. It was basically that. And I was like ready for a homemade experience. I thought maybe some dry rub that his grandma made or something, but he just like sent me a bunch of sauce and like 6 bottles, and one of them broke. One of them broke in the box too.
Oh my God.
So it was like such an experience. I'm like, number one, it's a heavy box. 2, it smells kind of good, but no, it's not good. And then like it's all sticky, and then it just like kept adding up, dude. It was gnarly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That rules. That rules, because when I went to like summer camp as a kid,
like 1 year ago.
Okay, that's kind of messed up, man. I had somebody in a meeting. I was working with an investor client this morning, and we had this entire meeting. And the first, I was like, do you have any questions for me? Anything you want to ask? Yeah. He goes, how old are you? And I was like, well, I'm 24 years old. I've been studying real estate for a long time. And the more you talk, the more they're like, yeah, this guy's really young.
Yeah. So, dude, you should just exercise this. Try to allow as much as other people have concepts of you.
Yeah.
Do your best to let them.
Yeah.
And watch it not affect you. The more you allow them to be like, this kid's just a young kid, that's like fine for them to think. Not much damage can be done, you know, as long as you stand your ground in other ways in life. Like,
yeah,
the more you allow people to be like that, like they'll figure it out, you know, and then maybe later they'll like be like, damn, I shouldn't have like talk down so much, you know.
Yeah,
just let them do it, because it's exhausting. You're like, dude, I've like dedicated my life to this, like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then people were like, oh.
yeah, and then once you show them results, then it's a lot easier for them to buy into it. But there's a scripture verse that, I mean, it literally came from is it 2 Timothy or 1 Timothy? Ethan, you might know. I don't know. I'm not a Bible-y person. Let no one despise your youth. But something be an example, but like therefore be an example to the believers. Mm-hmm. It was Paul writing to Timothy, because Timothy was a like kid at the time. Timothy was one of Paul's like disciples, basically.
Okay.
And he sent him a letter and was like, dude, just because you're young doesn't mean that you can't preach to all these people.
For real.
And so he said, let no one despise your youth, but be an example to them.
Yeah.
Instead, so instead of like trying to, like you said, like win them over by showing them like,
you don't need to tell them they're wrong. You need to show them.
Yeah. Basically, instead of like,
powerful.
Yeah. Instead of, hey, trust me. Like, I know I'm young, but trust me, like I can still do this. That's not gonna win anyone over.
Yeah.
But instead, just do it, and then they'll be pretty impressed.
Yeah.
You know, I actually was talking to somebody about this yesterday, because I was I was frustrated. I was griping.
It's okay to
about
complain.
yeah. I was griping about the fact that it's super hard for a young person to get an in with somebody like a lawyer who has a lot of clients that would be useful for you because they're so old and they have so many people that they usually work with, and they are going to see a 24-year-old come into their office and be like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to put my clients in the hands of somebody that young. And he was like, look, I don't mean to say this to butter you up, because he is somebody that like I would refer business out to as well. He's like, I don't want to butter you up. You are kind of beyond, you're one of those people, one of those professionals who's beyond their years in terms of, the way that you can maturely handle a business situation.
Yeah.
So what he said is, not trying to butter you up, but with that knowledge in mind, just start working and start talking, and those concepts will leave people's heads immediately. You don't have to sit there and try to convince them.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you try to fight them, then they'll like latch onto it more.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you just start, you'll be totally fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that with art. That's how you actually like become an artist. You just do it instead of like thinking about it. Or the greatest artists like don't think they're artists.
Yeah.
They're the people who are just wacky and like weird.
Yeah. I've also always found that it's the people that say, I've been doing this for 40 years. If I hear that, I know immediately that it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah. You probably have a lot to do with that sound clip that's been going around where it's like, the one where it's like all the reels of people at dealerships or something. And it's the voice clip is like, you haven't worked a damn day.
Oh yeah.
You seen that one?
Yeah.
You probably work
if
with people
your
like that all the time.
hands don't look like this, you ain't worked
whatever
a
it says.
damn day
Oh,
in
we
your
need to
life.
insert that. You can't insert that.
Something about like being a liberal too.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's like you got some soft hands.
Yeah,
boy.
you got
That's what it
soft
is.
hands.
That is every OG glass blower.
That's so
except
funny.
Banjo. Banjo has gnarly hands. Banjo looks like he works on the farm like every day. He's gnarly, dude.
Do glassblowers
Crazy.
generally have soft hands?
No.
I was gonna say, you guys are dealing with
that's
fire
why
every
like
day,
they're
huh?
the people who are gonna say that. Like the
Oh,
OG
yeah.
glass blowers are gonna be like, dude, OG glass blowers seen some shit. They've been through some things to get there.
I would
Like,
imagine.
Oh my god.
I mean, I imagine technology, like the technology of what you do is probably vastly improved over the years. And so people
Yeah.
were probably doing shit at the beginning that was like,
yeah. The
Dangerous?
innovation it's still what people do is dangerous.
Yeah.
Dude. Still.
oh, dude, when we were doing the thing at your studio, I was like, yeah, I'm going to burn myself if I'm on this thing for too much longer.
Yeah, I mean, burn yourself is like the least of your worries, dude. You're
Yeah.
definitely gonna burn yourself. It's like about explosions and different crazy shit like that, and like really sketchy long-term health issues are a thing in the glass industry for sure, because you're prolonging your exposure to all these things.
Chemicals.
They're bad. Yeah, glass particles never get processed.
Sure.
You know? So it's like it's kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
But that just means like the older people who have been through it, like really, like they've really been through it. I got a lot of respect for the people who paved the way for me to be able to do it. So they're the ones who figured out, you put two and two together. They're the ones who figured out how to run all the hoses to get the torches. They were the ones who figured out which torches are good, which are bad. They're the ones who know how to fix them.
Yeah.
Like, dude, the OGs are why,
Yeah,
why I'm able to have a studio that looks like that. I don't know how to figure all that out. It's all the collective knowledge over time.
Yeah. I mean, I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, we really used to like put leeches on people's bodies to like
Trippy.
get illnesses out of them.
Right.
Somebody figured out along the way that wasn't going to work, and they figured out how to make it work.
They still do it with some things.
I have heard that, but
There's
I'm not
some
sure what it
application
is
of
for.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that's why both of us are like younger in the industries that we're in. I'm 30, so I'm a little older than you, but still relatively young for like the, I don't know, kind of caliber that I'm rolling with. So it's interesting, but it's because of that accumulation of knowledge that we've been able to do it,
Yeah.
It's not like you yourself figured everything out. It's not like I did either. We're just keen enough, and like our generations know to like look for the knowledge, and that is how we do things.
Yeah.
We're open to finding things off of Google and being like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. That's
Yeah.
like how we do it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, absolutely. Question: how long do you think you'll do glass art for?
I don't know, man. I try to give myself the freedom to where if tomorrow I wanted to do something different, ideally I'd be free enough to feel like I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty powerful. It's brought a lot of good things artistically into my life. When you can let yourself just take the turns in the road and like just feel like you're on the back roads and you can go wherever you want to go with your craft. That's when some of the best stuff is born. And like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be writing like funny note cards and stuff.
Right.
So my plan is to go with all the turns of everything. With that being said though, glass is such an infinite medium that there's no reason at all that I can find interest in enough to do it the rest of my life. There's definitely enough interesting stuff to do with glass art to occupy myself until
forever.
Until I feel like it no more.
That's kind of what I was just wondering. Is like, you never really, I mean, people get bored of what they do sometimes. You never know. Like, it could be totally, just because you're an artist doesn't mean you're not going to get bored, you know? I think people have this idea of artists that there's always another like something around the corner to captivate their attention, and maybe there is, but like I have a feeling that in some forms of art maybe there isn't. I don't know. Maybe you're not in it for the right reasons if that's the case. But
it's complicated. Everybody's got their own relationship with art in general and like what it means to them. For some people, art is craftsmanship. You know, there's somebody out there who makes tables, fine walnut tabletops, who's dead ass convinced he's an artist, and that's what he references himself as. That's what he feels he is. That's what he talks about being. That's his whole life, is like an artist. There's the same person though who just calls himself a craftsman, who thinks he's a fine craftsman and crafts stuff. So it's like it gets super blurry with what's art and what's craft, because then some people get into art like glass blowing because of the wild art, and they find a perfect home for craftsmanship. Glass blowing is a perfect place for people who are craftsmen, not just artists. It's wonderful for people like me who want to make something weird and crazy and like big or intricate or whatever, but it's very valuable to people who are refined craftsmen wanting to make replicated things within millimeters, maybe say in different colorways. This to me departs from the concept of art. I think art is a lot closer to like the cards that I write than like the same piece in yellow. But
and it's more closer to like mastery of something.
Well, no, it's the fork in the road.
Sure.
It's a fork in the road. Do you want to become more of a craftsman or more of an artist? You know, do you want to refine something? And to me, that means being a craftsman. You know,
I see.
If you refine one shape and you make a cup and you just make it better and 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 better, and it's like nicer and more even and more clean, and the same side, and the next one's even better, even better, even better, but it's all just a cup. That to me is craftsmanship. That's showing refined craftsmanship. The artistic expression doesn't jump from me from that. I don't like get transported somewhere else, or it doesn't change my day to experience a refined cup versus a okay cup.
I see what you're saying.
To me, that doesn't change my day. What changes my day is when like Banjo makes Bumblebee from Transformers, like like a fifth scale out of glass, little intricate pieces, and it's like ridiculous. Not necessarily that in particular, but just like wild stuff like that is what, like, that's why I like it.
Sure.
That's what I want to see. I want to turn the corner and see something that like I've never seen before. So that's to me is like what art is versus the craftsmanship, but both are at play. So you could kind of choose either way. You come into your own in this sort of industry. You can aim yourself in either direction or a weird combination of both. You know, do some artistic.
I've never really thought of the difference between artistry and craftsmanship. I think it's worth differentiating, because I'm lumped in with like everybody's an artist, and then you meet some artists and they're concerned with much different things. Like art to me is just, it's like the expression. It's like free expression, and refining a shape isn't the same as that to me. Gotcha.
Not to say it's not valuable, because there's a ton of people who want that. So like that has to be part of the world, because a ton of people like refining shapes and craftsmanship. Lots of people like it. So it has its place. It's just, I think it's worth thinking separately about that than art.
I like that.
I think it helps people understand it better, you know, sort of know what speaks to them more. So yeah, like what are you drawn to when you like see art stuff or like glass stuff? Do you like when it's like super, super clean or when it's just like weird?
I wouldn't say, I mean, there's certain things I'm like, you know, it tickles my brain when I see something that's super clean, right?
Yeah.
I would just say like something that captivates my attention, you know, something that's like, whoa, what is that? You know?
Yeah.
Or something that like you can explore it, like with some of your engravings. You're like, damn, what is that? Like, what do you put? He put that there, and he's like, oh my gosh, that's a house, but that's also like, it's like a basketball. Like, there's just like so many things intertwined into it.
Yeah,
that's what like something that's captivating me. Because you get very lost in it. Yeah, and all of a sudden you're like, something like just an object, just kind of like.
So then there's like striking up the relationship between artist and craftsman. And that's a powerful connection that I've been making more of recently, where I have a lot of friends who are craftsmen, who are really good craftsmen at it. And they're just nice with the shaping of stuff, the real fine measurements of stuff. Those to me, that's craft, you know? But me like putting my art on that canvas that's the magic happens like that. You know, that's a cool way to do it.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's really good.
But yeah, we got off topic. 7/10,
doesn't
biggest
matter.
holiday.
And to introduce my guest today is
What's up?
No, you all know him. He's a reoccurring friend of the show. He's a guest,
Yes, sir.
But not really a guest. He's a friend of the show. So, let his name be known. Ben Smith, the man, the myth, the legend. Focus Industries represent.
Yes, sir.
I think. Well, I mean, yeah, that's not off topic. That's why we have this podcast.
God, let it go off topic.
Getting off topic is kind of like what we're best at here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Corny dads.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
Yeah. That's kind of the point. I love that though. Yeah. I don't really have much to add to that because I think it's more for me. That's more of a listening thing for me. I don't have much to add to that conversation because you like live in your world with that's your world. You live in that world every day. You make things that other people are like just in awe of.
Yeah.
Highly value.
It's fun. It's less serious than people think though. You know? Yeah,
but it's the reason we think it's so serious is because like you saw me get in there and now to be fair, I'm not naturally gifted at art. But
no one is.
What was supposed to be a marble turned into a mushroom.
Wait, but think about it. You just say you're not that naturally gifted at art. I, for one, just call bullshit, but like you can't really box that in my opinion. I think you could say you're not good at craft. Because could you really say that you didn't have an idea that would make people smile? You definitely have an idea that would just make people smile if you just did it. Yeah. But the craftsmanship is actually what's missing.
That's fair.
Like you can manifest it in real
that's
life.
Good. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, stick figures. That's basically the extent of my
But if you could
drawing.
take what was in your brain, you know, I don't know, like a flaming ice sculpture. You know, if you could just do that, you know, people would be into it.
Well, I mean, I guess if you look at it, you could literally take the stick figure, like what people did with the stick figure family.
Where?
The bumper stickers.
Oh yeah. Worldwide.
Yeah, that's literal stick figures.
Yeah.
You say that. I mean, that's a movement right there.
That is a movement. Powerful movement.
Yeah. No, it is a powerful movement. That's probably one of the most recognizable bumper stickers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, worldwide, I would say.
Honk if you're too close or something.
Yeah. If you could read this or how good, close. Like my brakes are good. How good is your insurance?
Yeah. I ordered the Starbucks burger.
Yeah. That's up there.
I made a video. I actually went through the drive-thru and ordered it. And I overdubbed the audio to where the person said like, yeah, you can get one. And then I just like ended the video, drove through the drive-thru awkwardly without getting anything.
You're like, what is
it was worth it though. It made people smile.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. With me, it's interesting because you're in that world every day. You're really dedicated to that. I live in such a different world, you know?
I love it, dude.
And yeah, but it's the thing is I still have that appreciation for it. And I still like, I'm able to be moved by it, you know? But it's a completely different world for me. It's something, and it's a world I don't spend very much time in it. So that's probably one of the reasons why when the average Joe looks at it and they go, oh, they lose their minds. They're like, oh my God, because it's something that's so foreign to them.
Yeah.
You know, you're in that every day. It's like your engravings, like that's your engraving, man. Like that, that's like
what the inside of my brain looks like. So it's not like wild when it comes out. It can be pleasant and like nice and dope, but like it's not like as surprising or like super uncomfortable. It's just like that is normal to me. It's like that's what I think. That's how I think. I mean, when you look at one of your own pieces, do you go, how did I do that? No,
probably not.
Yeah, I know exactly how I did it. Yeah. Right.
But other people do, because I mean, I live in a world where half of my day is spent writing contracts. The other half is spent just connecting with people and building relationships.
Yeah.
And the creative process, craftsmanship, like with my hands, I don't spend time in that. I spend time appreciating it, like by watching.
It's a different version though.
It is. I guess you could say, like, if
you think of it as a metaphor, you certainly have like the skills of either an artist or craftsman. It's just applied differently. A form of communication is a specialty of yours, and maintaining relationships, being able to figure out documents consistently all the time. You probably sign a dozen things every hour.
Right. Stop PTSD from that.
So while you're like, oh, it's crazy how you guys just make the pieces, dude. It's crazy how you just sell houses. It's kind of wild.
I did have that thought.
I respect that, dude. It's crazy.
I was like, this is crazy that people will pay me to sell their own personal belongings.
Yeah, you're just slanging houses. Money off it.
But I mean, it is for sure craft. It is for sure something you have to work on. I mean, and I'm sure there's pieces that you work on that are harder than others, just like there's deals that I work on that are a lot harder than others. I mean, like the amount of time it takes you to make maybe like a simple marble versus one of your like most amazing pieces.
Yeah, I just spent 2 days on a piece and it just broke.
Oh, you know what, dude? Like, we're having a connection moment here because I just spent the last 2 days working on one of the hardest deals I've ever worked on, and we got beat out at the last second by a full cash offer, and there was nothing we could do about it.
Oh, no.
8 offers.
Oh no.
Our offer finished second place.
You're in the
trenches. It was tremendous. I'm calling the agent every hour. I'm like, how we looking? What can I do for you? Can I rub your back? What do the sellers need? Anything? Can I take them to lunch? Da 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 da. I'm asking my buyers. I'm like, look, how far are we willing to go? Are you having fun yet? Like, what can we be doing here to like? What else do you feel comfortable throwing at them?
The plates on your fingers.
Trying so hard. I'm having a masterful conversation with the seller's agent, trying not to tell them too much, but just enough so that I can kind of dangle the carrot in front of their face. And then I get a call right when we're supposed to hear if we got the offer accepted or not. And she goes, I hate having these phone calls. I'm like, because it's 2 days of just like, and then you have to turn around and I got to go tell my buyers, hey, just the worst thing. You remember when I told you we got the offer accepted? It was like, hey man, we got it, right?
The opposite.
Yeah, the exact opposite. Ooh. I call him, he answers the phone, and the first thing he says, he didn't even let me speak. He goes, here we go. And I was like, yeah, we didn't get it.
Yo, that's like a piece breaking, but in your situation, that's like having a collab break.
What's a collab? Yeah.
You're holding a collaboration that just broke. So not only did like your work, you're like, your work is just like, now you're like, there's actually an added element. It's actually homie's work. And now you got to tell homie that his work too is broken. And you got to hope that he understands.
Can you imagine you and like, all I can think of is banjo.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you and banjo working on a piece together?
Dude, if it's banjo, what banjo's going to do, he's so present with it, man. He's just going to be like, on to the next. He can't get there if you have an effed up relationship with that part of the vibe. If you have a messed up like, man, I just can't take how some pieces break.
Yeah.
It's like very preventative from getting to banjo status.
And
So for him, dude, he's just gonna be like, is what it is.
On to the next. That's so. And you're like, yesterday evening, I'm telling that to my buyers, but inside I'm still so frustrated and like torn
takes
up
time,
inside.
dude, yeah.
And so like for me, I've always preached this to like myself, to people that listen to this. Not getting too high or too low emotionally when things go right or wrong. And I totally threw that out the window. And I was so frustrated. I was just like a little angry ball of frustration as I was like, how did this deal not go the way I wanted it to go? How did somebody come in at the last second and beat our offer with price and with cash? Like, that's so unfair. I'm getting down a rabbit hole. I'm getting more frustrated and angry. And it's just, that's not beneficial to anyone. It's not beneficial to my clients. It's not beneficial to myself. And it's going to impede me from moving forward and actually helping those clients who didn't get their offer accepted.
Right.
And you know what? You know what? I realized so much of it was pride.
Oh yeah.
So much of it was pride. Because I was like sitting there before I got the phone call, and I was like, because I knew there were 7 or 8 offers on the table, and I was like, hell yeah, we just wrote a damn good offer, and I'm negotiating genius over here, and we're gonna get this thing accepted. And I'm gonna be so pumped to tell my clients we just beat out 7 other offers.
Yeah.
And then half of that sadness once they gave us the phone call is for the clients not getting their offer accepted, but the other half was for my pride, because I was like humbled, man.
Yeah.
And it is humbling.
That's why it's good to push your limits, because that's one of the things that happens when you push your limits is you get humbled. So ironically, it's not like beautiful all the time when you push your limits. It's not like pushing your limits is always the next piece is dope.
Yeah.
What's up, dude? A little man just waving. Shout out to little Ben.
Hey.
Yo, we could do a taste test. They brought something to eat. You want to do a taste test?
Yes, let's get him on the pod. Can he be on
Let's get him on. Yes.
Let's go. I would like to welcome a special guest to our podcast today.
Okay, go around.
Ben Jr.
Come on, dude.
Hey, bud.
Come on,
How's
come
it
on.
going?
Yeah.
How's it going? High five? Nope, not to. We got that on camera?
Right,
we got that on camera? Clip it.
All right, so now this is where you gotta talk and you gotta say, yo, what's up?
There it is.
You gotta say it a little bit louder.
No.
How are you doing today? Good? I like those rain boots. Were you going around in the puddles today? How are the puddles this time of year? Pretty. Oh yeah, they're so. Yeah.
Wait, can you leave him with a Lightning McQueen? Can you say it into the mic?
Yeah.
Say it loud.
Yes, let's go.
In one of the cars movies, one of the fans go.
Even to the dead place. Well, woo it.
The what place?
Teddy.
Cookie.
Oh.
What kind of cookies did you get?
We tried it in Teddy.
Ah, let's go. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Jr. on the pod today. Yes.
So I guess we got a delivery. Dude. We got to see what we got.
Okay.
From Morbid Mama.
What is our we're now doing unboxing videos too.
Oh, look, a local business. Sprinkles of Joy.
Sprinkles of Joy. We just did a local business spotlight for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's see what we got in here.
Always important to support the local businesses. Oh yeah.
Classic but fun.
Oh yes.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we gotta plug Sprinkles of Joy as well.
Okay. I don't want to get crumbs all over the Coldwell Banker floor. Here, dude.
Oh man. I also haven't eaten today, so this was like this was like the best thing I could possibly
Are you
eat
a
right
night
now.
worker outer?
Afternoon
No. Worker outer?
I'm actually about 5 out of 6 days of the week, I'm a morning guy.
Okay.
Then mornings like this morning where I had to drive up to Portland to meet a client. So I got to leave here at like 7. No workout in the morning. I try to work out around like 6:30. So
In the morning, usually. Dang.
I have to get it done. I
Yeah.
have to get it over with.
Yeah.
So the morning is where I try to do that.
So
I-
you dropped running, but now do you have like a stressful workout routine? You sound kind of stressed, bro. You sound like it's a lot.
Dude, I had to put something on myself. I had to like give myself something.
Because then you're not even giving yourself a break.
Yeah, we can get into the whole like body dysmorphia thing at a different time.
He says shoveling cookie.
As I'm like,
No, Tim is a gains daddy. You guys see it. You already know. I'm trying to get his secret sauce for
again,
how to do it.
back to the pride thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't
So
know.
you're like, if I'm just gonna be the coach, I bet I'm gonna be swole because these kids ain't gonna be swole because
Well-
they're runners.
Well, yeah. And you want to know what? After I quit cross country and track in May, I stopped doing any form of cardio for about 5 months, and that's when I went from like 140 and like skin and bones
Yeah.
to
145.
I wish. Can you imagine that? I went to 180.
Oh damn.
40
Yeah.
pounds, and it was just like a lot of it was like that they call it like the what is it, not beginner gains,
Depression.
newbie gains, depression.
There's a lot of names for it. There's a lot of names for it, man. Let's air it out.
Digging into it right here. Yeah, no, it was like the newbie gains. You instantly put on a lot of weight,
Okay.
a lot of muscle, and when you're eating like I was eating for dinner, I'd be eating like 6 pork chops, like an entire cup of rice, like microwaved rice, like a full protein smoothie, and then like half a tub of ice cream. I was
Gains.
eating until like you can ask Dre about it too. This is, content warning. I did throw up twice,
Damn.
but almost every night, I would be pacing back and forth in the room, just going like, oh, I gotta get this down. I gotta get this down. I gotta get
It sounds a lot harder than just accepting the feelings. Hey,
No!
let's break it down. How much work is that to maintain the gains schedule versus just being like, I don't have to be the man.
Yeah, that's
You proved yourself. You're fine.
And that's where it gets tough, right? That's where it absolutely gets tough, because for the last 9 years of my life, I had been a super fit runner. I had a
9
full,
years.
I had like a full 6-pack. I was like keeping myself super trimmed and like in like peak athletic performance.
So what's that, like 8th grade to now? Like just a bunch of time. You're
8th
just a
grade
runner.
to a 5th year of college. So, and it was like, it's a lot of pressure to like just keep yourself. And so believe it or not, so like runners are some of like the skinniest people out there, right?
Yeah.
But they also have the highest levels of body dysmorphia.
I believe it.
Because you're always looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, am I small enough? Am I putting on weight that's going to keep me from running?
Right.
Am I physically hurting myself right now by like eating this food?
Yeah, you look
And
at
it's-
top athletes for runners. They're not overweight.
You literally cannot eat enough as a runner. Yet you will, if you're like one of those like competitive runners, you will look at yourself in the mirror and you will be like, I shouldn't eat this bread because it's bad carbs for me.
Right. At that high of level, it's hard not to be so critical on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
And so when I quit, I instantly put on a ton of weight. And
Yeah.
and then the kids that I was coaching were still like my friends.
Yeah.
So that's when they start with the. They called me Waddles for a second.
Legendary.
It was messed up.
That is
so.
messed up.
So that's when I'm like, that's when I decided, I was like, okay, you got to start doing the cardio again. You got to start working out, and it's tough because, like you said, yeah, you should probably just have some level of acceptance. I do enjoy lifting to a certain extent, but I hate being on the treadmill and doing cardio. But then if I don't do cardio, then I'll look at the mirror and not like what I see. It's that cycle. It's kind of a never-ending cycle.
That's hard to keep up with, dude.
Oh, it's really hard to keep up with.
Yeah. Well, what you want to try to do is make space for stuff that you don't have to just shift into different rooms in your house. If you think about it, like you're the house, you're kind of just moving the mess into different rooms at a certain point. You want to find space for it to lay or for it to like get rid of it entirely. Because it's not an easy task. You have like coming to terms with body stuff and being an athlete. Like that's pretty hard. But think of what like mental gain is on the other side, a little peace of mind.
Yeah.
but you're always going to keep shifting that around, and it might create stressful situations. Like you shouldn't have to feel like you have to be Gaines Papa to, to live. You don't have to be. It's cool. We don't doubt it. I know you could do it. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But it'd be cooler if you didn't judge yourself on it and you just like did it because it made sense or because it felt good. That should be the real reason.
No, we are our own worst critics.
Yeah.
We are so hard on ourselves, and I think definitely. That's a piece of it. Like, looking at yourself in the mirror and not liking what you're seeing and then taking action because of that. To some, it's it can be like, let's say, I know you have a problem with alcohol or something, right? Mm-hmm. Looking in the mirror and saying, dude, I need to make a change because this is ruining my life. Yeah. That's one thing. But looking at yourself in the mirror and not inherently liking who you are because of just who you are, that's where it gets a little bit toxic. And I've definitely dealt with that a lot. And it's, I mean, like you said one word for it is depression, like that is.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's a piece for sure.
We can just like not be so serious. Like you're allowed to be like that too. You don't have to, you don't owe the world like star athlete and then star worker outer and star businessman. Yeah. Like you're going to be accepted and just fine with being like an imperfect guy. Maybe your past was being an athlete. That's okay too. People are going to accept you. I know for one, I totally accept you, dude. I don't care.
I appreciate that.
Man. Yeah, you're fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like hanging out with you. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, no, that's those are good things to hear because it's growing up the way that we do nowadays. There's a lot of stuff online. Yeah, and
I can only imagine athletic pressure for someone who's six years younger than me. Like it'd be a lot different. I had some, but I wasn't even an athlete past high school, so I didn't even get the college pressure, which is the real pressure. So
sure. But I mean, it does extend down into high school, and now
social media.
Yeah, social media's had a huge impact on that, and
I had like a little MySpace in high school.
Yeah,
very much less.
Dude, that's a word I haven't heard in a while.
World, dude. Yeah, it's a different freaking world.
Yeah, and it's definitely I mean, all that it takes is to log on to TikTok, open up TikTok, and see somebody who's shredded.
Oh,
and instantly the most immediate thought that we have, and this is exactly what we were talking about a couple weeks ago. We talked about comparison on the show, and comparison just being basically the devil. Yeah. Like negative comparison.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is, because you look at them and you go, well, I probably should be that, because that is the peak of athletic performance. That is the peak of physical fitness. So I should be that. And if I'm not that, then my value is down here.
Yeah. So I've struggled with this in my own versions. Many of us do. I've really tried to think about it because it sucks, because I would rather feel differently.
Yeah.
What it comes down to is sort of the only way I can kind of start to get myself out of that is when I try to be real with myself and view it as a little bit greedy. It's when you view those people and you're like, damn, I want to be shredded like them. Well, you're already yourself who's good at other stuff. So really what you're asking is you want to be your whole damn self already, and you want to be like the good parts of them too. It just ends up, if you think about it like that, it's just like, oof, dude, you're kind of asking a lot.
Yeah.
Because you are yourself who has all these wonderful things, and then you want to just pluck the good things from other people. It's like, I don't know, man. Chances are they're good things you want to pluck for them or attached to their own bad things.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Because you see this distilled version of ripped dude in the gym. Well, what you don't know is he's painfully in debt, or or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's that or something else. Try it. Look into anyone, dude. There's something that you don't want about their life, probably.
Yeah.
So don't be too jealous. They're super ripped, but they might not be safe.
I think that's such a huge piece of social media. It is a highlight reel. Sometimes you can be you're very open and honest with how things are going on your social media.
A little more.
And and it's cool, because then it's not like some, I'll say this and I mean this, it's going to sound kind of weird. I never get jealous of your life by looking on your social media. I think you have a freaking rad life. And I mean, there's certain parts where I'm like, dude, he's got a hell of a good backyard. And I think that's such a sick backyard. But I never look at your life and go God, why can't I be like Ben? Yeah. And that is the worst part of social media is for so many people, it's such a highlight reel. No one goes on there and goes, look at my wallet, it's completely empty.
Right.
They only go like, yeah, look at my like 8-week training plan that made me freaking huge, you know? And so that's where that comparison, but you're so right. There's so many things that we haven't unpacked that are going on in their life that they are not sharing with us, and there's no way we could possibly know about it, but it's there. So
yeah, but there's got to be kind of a balance where you see the like that part of social media and we find some acceptance in it. I've tried to just find it like that, like just kind of know that chances are they're gonna pick the good angles.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense because like, yeah, if you're like photographing yourself all the time or showing this work all the time, like it just makes sense to show a good face of it, because then we have like a beautiful expression. But
I do that all the time.
Dude,
my
like,
stuff is always like, you didn't see me posting on my story last night. God, I'm so mad right now. I missed that offer with it,
right.
you know?
Yeah.
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 That's great. I will say, like, though, genuinely, like your content it's easy to watch.
Thank you.
And that's, I think, due largely in part to the fact that you're not just posting your highlights. You're posting like the goofy stuff, the lighthearted stuff. Like
I'm posting
like,
myself in the same hoodie.
Yeah,
36 times.
yeah. Didn't you wear that hoodie like the last week and a half?
Yep.
But we all do that.
Right.
And you're, you know, posting like Ben Jr. holding worms going, da, 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 da. He's like speaking his own language. And you're like, dude, what is happening right now? But I freaking love it. You know, that's the stuff that makes it really easy to watch and enjoy, like, cause what it is, social media is letting other people be a part of your life.
Yeah.
That you're really letting people be a part of your life, which I think is one of the reasons why a lot of people are drawn to you, is because they feel like they know you, and people want to know other people inherently. So,
well, all right. You know what comes to mind though, dude, is that like I struggle with my own version of wanting to have a highlight reel. Sometimes I like just want it to be like bangers. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I could just make it where every piece is a really nice piece.
Yeah.
There's no filler. There's no like anything but me, whatever, flexing or whatever. But it's just not realistic. You know, maybe for some people, but it's not super realistic to just have bangers only. Well, and that's kind of what got me to where I am, where it just is what it is.
And in a certain way, I think, I don't know if that would really people watching it on the outside.
They don't want that.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if I saw a banger every single day, just like the most amazing, I don't know. Are you talking banger in terms of like the technical meaning?
I'm talking just like an
sick,
incredible piece.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm
I got to make sure I know exactly.
Don't be afraid to check. 710.
If he was making just like, if you right, 420 tomorrow.
Shit.
We
420 Tim talks.
So yeah.
Put a towel under the door. There you go.
Oh man, we should have done that after hours.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, my CEO would not allow that.
Get a fog machine. I guarantee you sell a house. You get a fog machine, do a 420 Tim Talks and Cold Roll Bankers, but it's fake. You could do it with no weed.
Yeah.
Just a fog machine. You could sell a house.
I would love that.
It would go viral.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Coldwell.
Yeah, get with it. Come on now. But yeah, no, if you were doing that every single day, like as weird as it sounds, we would kind of become desensitized to the amazingness of your craft. That it's way cooler to have you switching things up and being, a little quirky here and showing some interesting vibes there. It's like, that's what draws people in.
Hell yeah.
Some of the craziest, I follow this guy on, I would call him the musical version of you.
Okay.
His name, he followed me because of like a random giveaway I did, but now we've contacted we've connected each other. Like he sometimes like goes out and feeds like the homeless in Portland and stuff. But like his thing, he's a musician or like basically a rapper. And he like DJs at like nightclubs in Portland and stuff.
Dope.
He's like the music version of you.
Plug him. What's his name?
Connect Zero. Connect.0, I think it is.
Shout out to Connect Zero.
Yeah. And he doesn't really know me on a personal level.
Yeah.
I don't really know him on a personal level. We've slid up on each other's stuff before. Been like, dude, that's awesome. Love that. That's sick.
Yeah.
But that's like, I don't know anything about this guy, but I do know that he's a super cool person.
Yeah.
His brain works in like a unique and interesting way.
Yeah.
And he posts very very authentic content.
There you go.
And like his music is good. Like full honesty, I wouldn't like put him up there with Drake, you know?
Yeah.
But like his music is still really good, and I would listen to his music and enjoy his music because of the personality and character that comes with it.
And that's what will allow him to grow, to make that Drizzy Drake collab, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Fly out to fucking Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, that's interesting. And what I think of is like, I'm the same way with my content. I will scroll past like the Drakes. Like I just won't follow people like that. Not because I don't like them. I would be astonished if I ever crossed paths. Trust.
Yeah.
I would be like, Drake, I'm a fan.
Oh my God.
I would be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm down. You know, I'm not above that. But as far as content that I want on my feed that I'm interested in, I will pick the up and comer every day over the like Damian Lillard, because you know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a very good post, and after that it'll probably be a sponsored post. It's just, this is what it is. It's okay. Like this is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's way more interesting to see people like, I'm in the studio, just got a package or whatever. It's like, what are you doing? I kind of like, I feel like part of it.
Yeah. It's absolutely like he's recorded an album. He's never met me, but I feel like I was part of that recording.
Dude, and when you share yourself authentically, I can't express how many connections I made because of that. And I've like put myself out there to ask people tips on stuff, whether it's glass related or life related or you name it. I'll literally, before I Google a lot of the time, I just ask my following, like how many, I don't know. I can't think of a question in particular, but like if I was questioning like how long of screws or whatever, just something simple that like maybe I couldn't think it through, I would just pose it to my followers. Dude, I get paragraphs of stuff, and I try not to take advantage of it. I kind of now I just save it until I like really can't figure something out. I try to like figure it out first, but like if I just pose the question like, what would you guys do if you're trying to put up the sheetrock or whatever, dude, my followers are gonna tell me everything. If I need to ask like, what fishing lure do I use in the spring, they got it. You know, how much is this or whatever, they got it. Like, is there anybody in Vegas that got like, dude, everything? Like they're on it.
It's because you've built an actual connection with somebody that may have not actually met you in real life.
It's a trip. Yeah.
And that it comes from your authentic content. So lesson of the day to the listeners: be authentic in your content. People vibe with that. They want the real you. They want the real you.
And you don't have to try as hard. When you do it authentically, it saves you so much headspace. It's better for both people, you and the audience. Amen. Amen. Yeah. Well, I know we didn't get to talk about everything we wanted to talk about. That's how you know you're recording a good episode. Absolutely. So we'll bring you back on and we'll talk about some more of this stuff, because he is, as we call him, a friend of the show. Yes, sir.
So we will have our man Ben on again. But thank you for some of your words today, and thank you for all of your words today.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
No, it's always a huge hit to have you on this. Thanks for taking time away from your busy day. I know you got a lot of projects going on right now, like a ton of projects going on right now. So
a little bit.
You might not always see it on his Instagram story, but this man is a 24/7 hustler. He is grinding. He has a family as well that he takes care of so well, and has just like poured into, you know, his business and other people's businesses a lot. So go show the man some love. _BenFocus_.
There you go.
First try.
Let's go. Hey, and look forward to having Tim and Ethan on Corny Dad's podcast. Coming soon.
Check out Corny Dad's podcast if you haven't. If you're a father, which not a lot of my listeners are, but if you're a father, or if you're not a father,
if you have a corny dad,
if you have a father,
or if you don't, it's okay too.
If you have a father, if you don't have a father, if you want to be a father, if you don't want to be a father, if you're a person, you might consider it. You'd consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It'll do you good. Like, that's funny. Oh man. Stay focused. Stay focused. All right, guys. Thank you again so much for joining us for another episode of Tim Talks. Before we leave, what is our word of the day? Focus. It's always focus with you, man. It's never not focus. Gotta be easy sometime. Word of the day. Chungus. Chungus. Dude, I could do some ASMR. If we struck up a better relationship, Ethan, you could record me doing some. I could do. So what I've determined is that
what I do with the like writing phrases and stuff. I woke up the other day and I was like, damn, dude, I'm really like actually into poetry. Like I'm kind of like a poet.
Yeah.
If you think of what difference is that?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Some of your little things that you write down are like kind of haikus.
Probably like kind of right.
Yeah.
So if I change a couple words, I can make them haikus.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's kind of spoken word poetry.
Yeah, it is.
So ASMR poetry would go kind of.
That would be kind of sick. That's an idea I have not seen yet.
ASMR poetry with really minimal, potent sound effects. So like NBA young boy, pregnancy. And then like a little ding.
Pregnancy.
Yeah, or like, yeah. And then just one's like
21 Jump Street.
Jack Black Peaches. Have you guys heard that song?
Yes.
Jack
yes.
Black
It's a
Peaches.
good song. It's a
Banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bubba loves that thing. It's so
Yeah.
dope. Yeah.
By the way, you saying that, I don't know why, but I have got to tell this story real quick. If you have 2 more minutes.
I got it.
Okay. Is he waiting? He's waiting very patiently.
If we're going casual, we could just have him come in.
Okay, come on in. Come on in. Casual. I got to tell you for our listeners, we'll clip this. This has got to go on Instagram. Somebody's got to hear about this. Maybe TikTok. I had the wildest dream I have ever had last night. In fact, it was so wild that I woke up yelling, and I woke up Dre. I woke up both of the dogs.
You woke up both?
It was so okay.
What happened?
I was telling you about the 8 offers situation that I had, right?
You had a nightmare.
I had a nightmare about it, okay?
Oh.
Like this was affecting me.
You didn't have a nightmare?
Yeah, I did have a nightmare. And so I had a dream that I was in a room with, you know when like people blend together in a dream? Like there's like
dreams you have.
like one person is like they're a person, but then they like are also a completely different person, but you're like they change who they are.
I do not experience that. However, I think
basically, but the dream version.
I think every face that you see in dreams, you've seen in real life. I heard that one time. It kind of effed me up. It's kind of crazy.
That is a little crazy.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm not going to get too far down that rabbit hole because then I will lose my mind.
Shapeshifters in your dream.
Shapeshifters in the dream. There were 3 people in the room. Mm-hmm. The 3 people were started off as 3 of the other offers. Okay, and I was physically fighting these people with a broom, like like a blunt, like full on attacking them. And then we all took a break. There were in a room with tables. There were water bottles, like those water bottles on every table. We all stopped to take a drink.
And they were Coldwell Banking water bottles?
No, just like Crystal Geyser, like normal water bottles.
Okay.
Plug for Crystal Geyser. And so we're like, these are clients in the moment, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden it turns to those 3 people. Now they're lenders. Just 3 lenders. I don't even know how the lenders fit into the story, but now there's 3 lenders. And one of the lenders now turns on the other lender and tries to kill him. So he's going after him with a broomstick now.
Don't eat mushrooms, kids.
We all had drank the water, and then the other
that's the problem.
The other
in the water.
The other lender goes, "Ha, you drank that water." And the guy goes, "Yeah, it tastes like tap water." He goes, "That's because I replaced it with tap water and I poisoned it."
Dude, you just had like a J.R.R. Tolkien book in your dream.
Yes. So then I lose my mind, go back to the broomstick, and now there's wine glasses on the table as well. I'm smashing the wine glasses.
You should have broken it so it's sharp.
Oh my God. It was like I was in full attack mode. And the last thing that happened is I'm coming down on top of one of these wine glasses and I just go, ah! And then I woke up and I'm like, ah! And Trey's like, what?
That's terrifying.
And the dogs, I hear them go,
yeah.
And then they like hop up onto the bed.
There's
and like,
demons inside
my
you.
little Callie, she's like 10 pounds. She's like licking my face. She's like, "Are you okay?
You need to
okay?"
light some incense. Is what you need to do. You need to wave some incense around your house. Cleanse the spirits, dude.
I was awake for another hour. I was like, I can't go back to that world.
Bet.
Whatever happened in that dream, like,
Dude. That's gnarly.
When I woke up in the morning, I was like, I gotta talk about this on the podcast, or else like I can't really say that to anyone else. They'll be like, you're insane.
I still think you're insane. You're insane. Yeah. You need to do some work on that. Do some journaling.
Yeah.
You could write a whole story, and then it could be a creative outlet instead of like.
You could turn that into a movie of some kind.
Yeah.
Like Tom Cruise take off the mask. No, it's actually the lenders in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real
the clients
estate
are actually, well, it was absolutely insane. Yep. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We will be back next week with another episode of Tim Talks. You know the drill. Like, follow, subscribe. Do something with it. Again, still thinking about the billboard idea. That would be fun. And we'll be back next week. Yes.
Billboard, what would it be? I mean, it used to be like $500 a month or something.
It can't be that expensive.
It's probably double now.
I'm just going to erect my own billboard. I'm going to put my own up.
Yeah, you need to get magnets of your face. Like just the face.
Yes, just the face.
Just the face. Like, you got to
no business card magnet, just the face.
No.
Yeah.
No info. Just
the face.
Yeah, you got to do something with that.
Follow Ben on Instagram. Go check out his work. He's the best. Thanks again, guys. Be well. Have a wonderful week. Get after it. Stay motivated. Love you all. See you next time.